You clicked on this video because you can't score on anybody one-on-one. You get the ball against somebody and you just can't do anything. So here are 5 one-on-one games that you need to implement into your workouts so you can end up scoring more in games. Now, one-on-one does not always transfer immediately over to 5-on-5. Obviously, there's help defense. There's other situations to consider. But if it's just you and a partner in a gym, especially if you're playing someone who's better than you, that's going to help you become a way better player overall, especially if you implement these strategies to work on different parts of your game so you can score in any given situation when you get into a game. I'm JQ, I'm a basketball trainer. I have my own facility in South Florida and I'm here to help you improve your game. If you want to become a better point guard, make sure you check out my point guard program, which I just dropped. Super valuable information in there. Make sure you guys go check it out, link in description. Without further ado, let's get into the one-on-one games. Let's see if we can get you right.
So the first variation of one-on-one is gonna be one that most of you guys have heard of and done before. It's 3 dribble ones. The reason why we play with 3 dribbles is because we want to be efficient with the ball. We don't always want to be dribbling everywhere. But again, one of the downsides to this is you don't have a time limit. So, you can hold the ball for as long as you want at the top of the key. But what you want to do with 3 dribble ones is be efficient with your decision making. Again, Dawson kind of got stuck here. He still ended up almost laying it, but it's like you want to make a quick decision what you're going to do, whether it be shoot, drive left or drive right, step back. Make a quick decision, and obviously defenders can then time up your dribbles. They can see you're taking 1, taking 2, taking 3 dribbles. That's when they want to close the space. So it's also not too realistic on defense, but it does make it tougher on the offensive player when you have 3, because when that second dribble hits, okay, you got to close the space. So I highly recommend you play 3 dribble ones in the gym. It'll get you a lot better. Now the next one we got is going to be mid post with 3 dribbles. This one is a little bit more niche. Not all players are going to be playing out of the post, but you're seeing more and more small guards being able to play out of there. The big thing that you want to work on is being able to work off of pivots and making quick decisions with your back to the rim. If you're playing against a longer, taller defender, you're going to be put in weird spots where you have to be able to pivot, you have to be able to pump fake, and you have to be able to play off either feet, get into jump stops so you can go either way. So that's another thing with this drill that makes it great. And of course, you never know where you'll be at on the court at any given moment. Whether you're a point guard or not, you're sometimes going to end up in the post. So again, making sure that you're able to operate at least out of the post, working on it once, every week, that's better than nothing. Now the next variation we got is going to be 5 seconds. This is where the defender is going to be counting down 5 seconds. If you have another player in the workout, that's where they can count down and you don't have to think about it. But counting down 5 seconds, this gives a player a lot more room for freedom. They can do kind of whatever they want to do on the court. Again, you could put parameters around it if you wanted to, where you have to stay on one half of the court, stay in between the lane lines, whatever you guys are thinking. But again, this is where you let your creativity flow. You work on different shots that you never thought you could work on, and you just try different things. I swear most of the best players that you can kind of think of off the top of your head, whether it be Kobe, Jordan, LeBron, guys who can get a bucket when they're in isolation, definitely played a ton of one-on-one coming up and continue to throughout their careers. Now the next variation is going to be a shuffle towards the left. So you have to take at least 1 shuffle towards the left, and then you have 3 more dribbles after that. So you can kind of do whatever you want from there, but again, you're kind of getting an angle to look to attack or get into a jump shot. Not every coach is going to want you to play off the bounce, but there's only one way to work on it, and ones is such a good way to be able to develop the skill of playing off the dribble, getting downhill and creating your own shot, or even not in this obviously, but being able to create for others as well. And the shuffle's obviously such a good setup to have. You slow the game down, you find angles, you try different moves off of it, different counters. If you get cut off, you can obviously finish in different ways. So again, it's just working on your game overall and developing a great isolation player here. If I were to pick my favorite variation, it would probably be this one right here. And then the last one we got is going to be playing off the under drag, but you can kind of pick whichever footwork you want and then give yourself a certain amount of dribbles after that. So we're doing under drag and then we're doing 3 dribbles after. Again, it allows you to play off a certain sequence that you might be in a game. You might attack an under drag. Again, we're not really doing it to the best of its ability in this video, but it could be inverted drag. You could play off of a retreat dribble. You could play off of whatever, just a certain sequence that you're gonna play in the game, and then you gotta be able to attack out of that. Again, Dawson's playing with really good pace here. But yeah, just trying to figure out different ways to attack off of a certain footwork.
So I hope you guys enjoyed those 5 variations. I want you guys to take one-on-one with a grain of salt though, just because you're a great ones player does not make you a great 5-on-5 player. So make sure that you guys are playing fives often as well. One-on-one is a lot better than training by yourself. You're going to be making decisions in one-on-one, but you're not going to be making those game time decisions always. So this is kind of how I want you guys to think about it. If you're playing basketball, you're making decisions constantly, especially if you're a point guard, you're making decisions all the time. So if you're a point guard and you start off playing at 8 years old and you're learning how to play in team concepts, you're learning how to break presses, you're learning how to play against zones, you're making decisions constantly. And you're going to make mistakes, but you're making decisions. And the more you make decisions, the better you're going to be at making decisions in the future. So coming back to the one-on-one stuff, you're going to be making decisions one-on-one, when to pick the ball up, when to shoot, when to drive, when to do these things. So these are all really good, but they're not 100% like a 5-on-5 game. You don't have help defense, you don't have teammates, you don't know when to make passes. So again, these one-on-one games are great. They're a great foundation. You're going to continue to get better with ones, especially when you play better and better players, and you're going to get better with it. But again, you got to accompany it with 5-on-5 as much as you possibly can. But ask any of the great basketball players of all time, one-on-ones, this is what they did. So you guys are staying in the gym. I'll see you guys in the next video.